Ever wondered why Godzilla 2014 totally rocks more than Godzilla 2019? Hold up, I know that's a tough one to crack, but I've gathered all the deets and I'm about to lay down why Godzilla 2014 is the king over Godzilla King of the Monsters. Welcome to Nerd's Insights, your daily dose of nerd news. If you've checked out both Godzilla 2014 and Godzilla 2 King of the Monsters, you've probably weighed them against each other, right? Which one was more your jam? Which one had you more hyped? All that stuff. But here's the thing, most MonsterVerse fans and critics are all about Godzilla 2014 over the 2019 flick, and there are some solid reasons for that actually, a bunch of reasons, and I'm gonna spill all of them right after you hit subscribe. Don't sleep on this, smash that subscribe button and ring the bell. You're totally welcome in this nerd culture news hub, and your sub helps our community grow and keeps you in the loop with all things geek. Godzilla 2014 vs. Godzilla King of the Monsters 2019, a deep dive. The Godzilla saga, featuring one of the most iconic monsters in pop culture, got a fresh start with the 2014 release of Godzilla. This movie didn't just reignite global interest in the Japanese giant, but also set a new bar for monster movies. Fast forward 5 years, and Godzilla King of the Monsters hits the big screen, promising to blow up the universe with more action, more monsters, and an even bigger scale. Godzilla 2014 was all about giving a more human touch to the giant monster story. Director Gareth Edwards went for a more low-key, artsy vibe, painting Godzilla as this mysterious force of nature rather than a straight-up bad guy. The cinematography was off the charts, capturing Godzilla's enormity and power in almost poetic shots. On the flip side, the 2019 Godzilla King of the Monsters, directed by Michael Dougherty, dove deep into classic kaiju movie lore. It was a full-on celebration of the genre, focusing on epic throwdowns between Godzilla and a bunch of iconic monsters like Ghidorah, Mothra, and Rodan. Critics had mixed feelings about both movies. Godzilla 2014 got props for adding depth and seriousness to the genre, with critics digging Edwards' realistic approach and his knack for building suspense and awe, but King of the Monsters caught some flack for its script and character development, which some thought were weak compared to the action scenes. However, longtime Godzilla fans were all over it, loving the nod to the original Japanese films and the inclusion of classic series elements. Visually, both movies are stunners. Godzilla 2014 used special effects to create a sense of scale and realism, making Godzilla's appearances major wow moments. King of the Monsters took that to the next level with monster battles that were a visual effects extravaganza. The attention to detail in the monsters and the havoc they wreaked was a major highlight. Also, Godzilla 2014 has this dark, almost horror-like vibe. The movie's super dark-like, you can barely see what's going on, and I think that was totally intentional, to add a sense of terror and suspense to the monster showdown. Godzilla and the Mutos couldn't care less about humans. People are just caught in the crossfire, dealing with the fallout. And now, in the Monarch Legacy of Monsters series, we see the aftermath of that encounter, loads of deaths, trauma, people losing their lives for nothing, living in fear. It's way heavier than what we thought back in 2014. Both movies left a big mark on pop culture and the Godzilla franchise. Godzilla 2014 reintroduced the character to a new generation, while King of the Monsters expanded the universe, setting the stage for future films, including the much-anticipated Godzilla vs. Kong. The way each movie tackled Godzilla's story shows a deep understanding of the character's legacy, while offering fresh takes and directions for the series. Godzilla 2014 stands out for its unique approach to the iconic franchise. The movie focuses more on the human experience in the face of an unimaginable disaster, rather than just monster action scenes. This narrative choice offers a more realistic and grounded perspective, which is both a strength and a limitation of the film. For Godzilla fans, this movie is a respectful nod to the monster's legacy. Godzilla's portrayal stays true to its origins as an unstoppable force of nature and a symbol of natural or man-made disasters. The monster's design successfully blends classic and modern elements, keeping the essence of the original Godzilla while updating its look for a new era. Godzilla 2014 is a respectful and impactful reinvention of the franchise. It brings a more mature and thoughtful approach to Godzilla's story, which might not fully satisfy those looking for non-stop monster action, but definitely pleases those who appreciate a deeper narrative and a more realistic depiction of the iconic monster. The movie sets a solid foundation for the MonsterVerse, striking a balance between honoring the past and paving new paths for Godzilla's future. Godzilla King of the Monsters fully embraces the spirit of Japanese kaiju giant monster movies. It's a visual and auditory celebration of Toho's iconic monsters, bringing to the screen a bunch of classic creatures like Mothra, Rodan, and King Ghidorah, along with Godzilla himself. The movie is a visual feast, with action sequences and special effects that are downright jaw-dropping. The scale and impact of the monster battles are captured with a grandeur rarely seen in the genre. Bear McCreary's soundtrack is another standout, incorporating classic Godzilla themes and adding an epic layer to the experience. For longtime Godzilla fans, this movie is a treat. The inclusion of various classic monsters, each with their unique design and powers, is a tribute to the original Godzilla films. The movie also dives deeper into Godzilla's mythology, establishing him as the king of the monsters and a balancer of nature. The action is a major highlight for many fans. The showdowns between Godzilla and King Ghidorah are especially memorable, capturing the essence of what makes kaiju films so appealing: colossal clashes between titanic creatures in urban settings. So if we're really breaking down where Godzilla 2014 outshines Godzilla and the monster rules, it's because the first movie captures Godzilla's essence better. It's not as dark as Toho's Godzilla, but it's a Godzilla doing his thing, not caring about humanity, not trying to be a hero. Godzilla 2, on the other hand, is more of a hero, caring about humanity, trying to avoid collateral damage. So, it's something that might vibe with some people and not with others. The plot of Godzilla 2014 is totally plausible. It's about the Mutos and Godzilla chasing them. Everything makes sense. But the 2019 plot doesn't make much sense. The motivations for releasing Monster Zero, aka King Ghidorah, are just whack. The characters instantly regret it because they thought he'd do something he didn't. Dude, this monster almost wrecked the Earth. Their plan was just dumb, in my opinion. The doctor decides to sacrifice herself at the end, with no emotion, no real story. So, for real, the 2019 movie didn't make the most of its characters like Rodan, Mothra, King Ghidorah, the big shots everyone loves. I think they didn't handle the plot around them well, and the fight scenes were way too quick. If I remember right, Rodan's fight against Mothra was shorter than Godzilla's fights with King Ghidorah, and the way King Ghidorah got taken down felt like something was missing. Godzilla blows up and vaporizes King Ghidorah, but there should have been more to that fight. Even in that final showdown, Godzilla's getting beat, gets help from Mothra, explodes, and vaporizes King Ghidorah. It just felt incomplete. These are the main gripes fans have with this movie. If you're comparing the two, the action scenes, though less frequent than in other movies of the genre, are impactful and well executed. The final battle in San Francisco is a standout, delivering the kind of spectacular showdown Godzilla fans crave, balanced with a more serious and dark narrative. The cinematography is exceptional, with meticulous attention to visual details and the use of scale to convey Godzilla's immensity. Edwards opts to reveal Godzilla gradually, building suspense and awe, a technique reminiscent of the original Godzilla movies, where the monster's reveal is a climactic moment. However, the movie faces criticism regarding its character development. The human characters, despite being played by a talented cast, often feel secondary and not fully developed, which can affect the audience's emotional connection to the story. Comparing Godzilla 2014 and Godzilla King of the Monsters from 2019, we see two distinct approaches to telling the story of one of cinema's most iconic monsters. While the first opts for a narrative more rooted in reality and suspense, the second fully embraces the fantastic and spectacular aspect of kaiju films. Both movies contribute uniquely to the evolution of the Godzilla franchise, respecting its past while paving the way for the series' future. So now you tell me, are you Team Godzilla 2014 or Team Godzilla 2019? We've come to the conclusion that it really depends on personal preference which movie is better. So I want to hear from you. For me, Godzilla 2019 still takes the cake. It was more fun and I enjoyed watching it more, but I'm waiting for your take too. And of course, smash that like button to support this video. This is a question lots of people ask and hardly anyone's answering, so help us out by dropping that like. Take care and catch you next time.